What was the most obvious UTA you have ever seen on AITA, excluding ragebait? The recent one where he uninvited his friend to his wedding because the friend lost his arm in an accident and that would draw the spotlight away from the couple. There was this guy who divorced his wife while she was in the hospital. He thought she was terminally ill, because she wasn't her old self. He then, in a matter of months, married a coworker the wife always felt a little sus about. When the douche found out his wife not only recovered, but got her life together and basically had a mental and physical glow up, he started wondering if he should try shooting his shot with her again. Edit: I'm very sorry, but I couldn't find the post. Tried searching with wife, ex, sick, get back and in all my comments, but nothing comes up. I guarantee it was real, because it was one of the first posts in AITA that made me mad AF.
P.S. Wow, that's a lot of upvotes.
Sounds like the ex-wife dodged a bullet. They were married and she got dumped while in the hospital. That's not a dodge, she took the hit. She recovered from the bullet wound really well though. Selling his brother's Pokemon cards for $5,000 then not giving his brother the money because he found them while helping him move. Post an update under user.reddit.com. Oop continues to argue that he earned the money, promoting one user to conclude it's rage bait because no one is this stupid. Update: I brought wealth to the family. Lamau. One dude was like AITA for not promoting my longest serving, overqualified employee and instead giving the job to my son who just graduate college? Dude got roasted and downvoted to oblivion. I really don't understand why you wouldn't promote the employee then give the son that job. Like he's a brand new grad, maybe you'd want him to learn how your business works before putting him in a position of authority? I get the nepotism angle, but for nepotism to benefit you in a business you own, the business still has to be running properly. Seriously. CEO of a company I used to work for hired his son right out of college, and made him start at the juice bar. I mean, yeah, he very quickly worked his way up to becoming president of the company, but still. At least his dad made him see how it worked at the bottom of a corporation instead of giving him a high-level position right off the bat. Plus I still giggle a little at the image in my mind of him working the juice bar in the lobby. Lamau. Even if his working his way up amounted to just vocational training, it hopefully provided a very useful understanding of how the business actually operates rather than the main money-making operation being nothing but figures on a spreadsheet. Shout out to Rameth Devil if you want some really painful reads beyond the typical UTA. One dude's girlfriend committed suicide because he lied about helping her move to his country and she had quit her job, etc. in preparation for moving. He just complained about it being hard on him. He missed her cooking. Don't forget that. But remember, the cooking was only the first thing that came to mind. So many good ones already suggested. The one I first thought of was the American guy who had been living in Germany for 15 years yet didn't speak a word of German and didn't want any future children with his new GF to learn either German or the third language she spoke. His older children back in the US only spoke English and it wouldn't be fair to them if their new half-siblings were different, so everyone should just be monolingual in English. He had also decided that the kids would definitely grow up in the USA, but hadn't discussed it with the GF at all. I don't know if this was rage bait or not, but probably the GF who got mad at her boyfriend for not coming with her on a trip, but she conveniently left out a detail: he was recently diagnosed with Ewing sarcoma. He was also a doctor who knew full well how aggressive and deadly that form of cancer can be. He was likely having an existential crisis at that time and needed support, but instead received the opposite from the one person he needed it from the most. I really hope that dude is doing well. Your life-threatening, debilitating illness is really taking away the joy of my trip, you know? The one where the guy thought that his GF who was working to be a dermatologist was being shallow for having lots of skincare products, because she was pretty enough without them, so he bagged them all up and threw them out. She had her own bathroom, it wasn't like they shared one and he had no space. He threw out some stuff her deceased father had bought for her as well and then questioned why she was mad at him. This one was so annoying. He scoffed at the fact that she had to wash her face before bed. After working 12 hours. Also somehow didn't connect the fact that she had perfect, airbrushed skin to the fact that she took care of it with these products. I keep thinking about the guy whose girlfriend spent her entire week's food budget to make a lasagna and offered her boyfriend some. He ended up taking the whole thing to feed his buddies, which left her with no food and no way to get food. I sure hope this was ragebait. It was his family, And as I recall, she asked for money to buy like ramen noodles just so she'd have something to eat for the next 3 or 4 days, and he became pissed that she was really that poor. Wait, is this a different guy than the one whose GF only went on vacation with him and his family, which she couldn't afford, because he told her Hess got her? But then his mom wanted too many things, so he ran out of money for the GF only. He ended up buying himself and mom lunch while making the GF starve. I think you're talking about the couple where the GF saved up for months to join his parents on vacation, but then the parents just decided to make it more expensive, so she couldn't afford it. His parents also didn't want to pay for her BC, she didn't want to seem like she was in it for the money. So she was then forced to do nothing the entire vacation, while her BF and his parents went around and did tons of activities. The guy that was obviously in love with his new guy friend, and turned his spare room into an art studio for him and gave him a key without discussing it with his wife. In the update he announced that Hess leaving her for him, to the surprise of no one. The thing that's outrageous was not only the fact that he left her for him, but also his attitude about it. How he said he didn't want people to pity his ex-wife while he was experiencing some life-changing realizations, how he said he was excited for his future with his newfound love. I feel so bad for the ex-wife. Bridezilla demanded that girl dye her hair a more natural color, because being a natural redhead wasn't natural. I remember a similar one. Her brother's bride dyed her hair the same colors as Op, then demanded Op change her hair color so that she could be unique in the wedding. Then another where a dark-haired girl was given shit by her mom and sister for not dyeing her hair platinum blonde for sister's wedding to be matching. I meant dyed. No deaths. I'm an idiot. The woman who went on a trip without her BF, both were invited, and made it out like he was just being mopey and possessive. Turns out she didn't mention that he was diagnosed with a cancer with a low survival rate and that he didn't want to go on a trip cause of it. That was horrible. I went into it already with YTA, then I read the comments. What an ah. This mother pepper sprayed a Costco worker for essentially saying, "Ma'am, you just shoplifted." Edit. Wow, this blew up while I was out. Anyways, to those of you along for the link, I do not have it. I saw the post a long time ago and this AskReddit post triggered the memory. And this is why a lot of stores won't allow employees to stop people now. Yup. I worked at a Sears for like a year before they closed, and that was part of the training. We weren't allowed to confront people. If someone was suspicious, you had to call loss prevention and they would deal with it. I have been in that subreddit for so long, to the point I have more than one. Some guy uninvited his friend to his wedding because he lost his arm in a car accident, thinking he would take all the attention away from him and his wife. 2. Someone got his girlfriend deported. 3. A woman didn't let her brother who hadn't slept for 2 days straight get some sleep because her kids wanted to play with him. I left that subreddit yesterday, best choice of my life. The woman who mixed all of her Asian boyfriend's rice into a single container and outright refused to believe that the different varieties were, different. Like, seriously, not knowing that basmati and jasmine rice require different cook times and water content is one thing, but breaking your partner's boundaries, reorganizing their stuff without their permission, and then getting mad when hundreds of people tell you how badly you just ducked up? That takes some next-level self-absorption. The kind of self-absorption that will never now be achieved by the rice. This guy only liked to hang out with his sons because they did activities together that he liked. He was wondering if he was an ass for ignoring his daughter for pretty much her entire life because he didn't like playing house or tea time or some shit. Oh, I see you met my father-in-law. Actually, he was worse because he wouldn't even do the stuff that he liked with her. She would beg him to play baseball, gold, go fishing, etc. with her and he wouldn't. Gold golf.